Hey, guess what? It's another tour with me to a street you haven't seen before. Just got off of work and you can see how ugly it is ahead of us, and behind me it's nothing but blue sky. We're expecting more thunderstorms, but I'm heading over to get some blood donation. It's called Battle of the Badges, and all law enforcement, the PD, the SO, and then correctional center where I work, all do it. So I sign up on a sheet specifically for the prison, and we see at the end of the time who won and who got the most and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool. So here on the right hand side, it's a little red building you just saw. It used to be called the Gables. Here on the left, I don't think you're going to see it, it's a gray house called Travis Lane, and Mr. Travis lived there years ago. I lived on that road. But anyway, the Gables restaurant was a very good restaurant, and it has a little apartments in the back, and it's all run down, it's closed. They thought about putting the mentally ill there, housing it, and our town said heck to the no. So that never passed. Coming up right here on this town, just past the bridge, going up a little bit, we have a store to the left called JFQ, Johnsonville Quality Foods. There is a thing right here. They used to try to do there's the store. They used to do a restaurant in that red building. It didn't take off because they had whatever issues. They were trying to open it up. They got all that money going, and then something along the way said, hey, you need to fix this, and they couldn't do it, and with all the safety regulations, so that shut down and never took off. They had a restaurant there before. It did pretty good, but then it just left. So our town is so small, it's very hard to keep anything here. So ahead, you're going to see on the left hand side a blue roof. That's CHP. To the left is gray Ford dealership, is where I got my car from. On the right hand side, there's a Ford dealership as well. That's the original one. And then they moved here to the left and got a bigger area. And then you can see that blue roof. They just did a whole mess of upgrades on our CHP office. And you're just going to have rural stuff going on. Nothing much to talk about. And this is where CHP would hang out normally, so I'm going to be a good girl and not touch my camera unless it jiggles. But just talking to you on my way. Here I go, green light. So yeah, it's where I bought this car that I'm driving now on the left. Actually, it was when they were on the right, but anyway, two dealerships. They still have cars on the right. I don't know what they do. They have both used and new. Storage place to our left you can't see, and then there's to the right here, there is a country, what's it called? Country Pine, and it's a quilting shop. Now, an interesting thing about that, get on the speed limit so I'm not delaying everybody. It was a mother whose husband passed away, and their son built that Country Pines place. And it's nothing but quilts, and they have a room to where the ladies get together, do quilting. They have fabrics galore, the really nice fabrics. Very expensive, won't buy anything there. Not my taste, because I don't do quilting. On the left here with the white fence is a Beacons storage. Beacons travel, not storage, but travel when you're moving. Make sure I'm up to speed here. This road is very heavy with deer, so I have to pay attention as well. We've had a lot of deaths on this road. I'll tell you some stories there as we approach. Very sad stories, but what to say? But anyway, the son built that cabin house for her mom. It's been very successful. We just have junky old houses to the left. We used to have a nice barn to the right, but it got blown down. We have nice houses to the left and yards and all that stuff. There's a school coming up. One of these corners, in case I forget to mention it, is this teenage girl. Don't even know who it was. She was late getting home, and her dad got upset and said, you better get home, blah blah blah, and made her nervous, and she ended up driving really fast, going around a really sharp corner, and she didn't make it. And now the father's like, put pressure on her. So I'm going to slow down here as it suggests. Here to the right, there's a cross. You probably won't see it. Somebody died there. I have no idea why. Right here to the right. I don't know if you can see that, little flowers and stuff. But yeah. School zone coming up. Trying to get faster here. The wind is blowing quite hard right now. There's no school in session, so I can go faster. Oh, they're redoing the school some. Wow. That's cool. We have a golf course to the left. We have a very old cemetery where the founding father of our county is, called Peter Lassen. Fun story on that. I went to College of the Redwoods in Eureka. And I kid you not, I met up with this kid called Chris Lassen. And I brought him back here to say, you know what, this is where I'm from, and I can show you the grave of Peter Lassen. It ends up being his great-great-great-grandfather he didn't know exist. I was like, no way. So there was a reason why he came back to me, and I was like, whoa. He was a neat guy, weren't dating or anything like that. But you see how blue it is here and how dark it was back there? So here we have some more sharp curves. Get into a lot of farming land. That's what our county is about. Farm, farm, farm. I used to live on a road coming up here called Gold Run Road, and I would ride my 10-speed bike all the way to the school that we just passed. See how sharp this is? It's like way sharp. Gotta pay attention here, so if I go quiet, you'll know why. And the road I would come off of is here to the left, and all the way from there to the school. I remember that time. I had a blue 10-speed bike. Love that bike. Nice ranch here to the right with a lot of logs on it. You can tell by all the haystacks and all the fields and all the things. We're nothing but country and western and cattle and all the things. And pretty soon we get closer to my destination, we'll have a lot of farmland and cows and big barns and stuff. But I don't want to adjust the camera because I don't need to do that with all these sharp curves. Last thing I need is an accident with you guys. See the house up on the hill on the left? That is one of our doctors, Dr. Upel. And I went to him for many, many years, and him and his wife came here, and they started to do an undercover thing to where doctors were giving undercover people medicines that were controlled substances, so whatever it was, codeine, for example, and they gave it more than they're supposed to, more frequently, and they busted several doctors around here. So he up and left his practice, which is it's on a street next to my street. It's just a beige building, and it's just abandoned. I saw somebody, picking up pieces the other day, but it's been abandoned for like 6 years. And he, quote unquote, retired, but he lost his license and see you later. It's like, well, that's good, because these people do not need to do that. That is stupid. So now they're very strict. If you ask for so much as codeine, I asked for Lunesta, which is a sleeping aid. I'm asking my doctor, and she gave me something else. It's not controlled, but it's not working. And so I said, what about Lunesta? And she goes, well, it's a really controlled substance. I don't have a problem doing it, but you have to understand they're very strict, and I need to state why you need it, because, we have to try other things. I said, by all means. So they're very scared, as it were. So lots more. I'm about at my destination. It's at a church where I'm going to do the donations. This is the only time they hold it here at the church. They won't hold it on any other things. They have a bus that comes to my work, but I cannot get in and out of that bus with my knee. It's very difficult. I did it once and I'll never do it again. So I just volunteered to come here to a church where it's more wide open. They'll usually give you the pints of ice cream, or they'll give you a shirt, which is called Battle of the Badges, which I already have one. So my destination's on the right. Thank you for joining me. We have a school here to the left. So let me know what you think of these, and let me know if you want me to do more. Bye-bye.